Welcome to our channel. Thank you to each of you who's taking time out of your day, new listeners or old listeners, to listen to this Dhamma talk. We're confident your sincerity in the practice of Dhamma will benefit you and others. Today's talk is about the 5 aggregates. Aggregates means a composition of various materials that bond together to form a new material or a single material. Most common example is concrete, which people commonly call cement. Cement, water, and sand, and sometimes small rocks are mixed together to form concrete. So we are talking today about one of those 5 elements, the body, but it's part and parcel to the body-mind sensorium. I won't be talking about mind or consciousness because I'm incapable of doing so in 10 minutes or less. So today we're starting with the body. These 5 aggregates are, because they are a thing, they are subject to us clinging on to them. And in this case, of course, we're extremely attached to this body, which we call me or mine. And because of that, we're subject to various forms of pressure or anxiety or tension based on our clinging to disease, to tumors, to poisons or misery of one kind or another, afflictions that befall the body, and ultimately subject to the disintegration of it, and the fact that this body and the consciousness that inhabits it as body-mind are without self. The aggregates are called khanda in the Pali language, and they are all subject to suffering, to change, to impermanence, and they are without self. So the 4 noble truths are found in this body-mind sensorium. Even though it's impermanent, subject to suffering, constant change, and without a self, the fact that the 4 noble truths are the truth, they can be demonstrated as we investigate the nature of the body. And as we do that, we will also better understand, have a deeper understanding of the 4 noble truths. It's important to remember that the mind is the mind with or without a body. So consciousness is consciousness whether it has a physical form to inhabit. The body is rising and passing away and disappearing in death, returning to its original source. The consciousness is not dying when the body dies. So rupa, meaning the body, is composed of the 4 basic elements, earth, air, water, and fire. The body and all the material things, that means even material things in the world, forming a body, whether it's a mountain or an ocean or an insect, whatever may be found in the world, including the whole universe, from subatomic particles to the whole universe, is also a form of body, but in many and most cases they're without consciousness. So the definition of body is the physical thing and the behaviors that are possible because of this thing. The eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and touching, arms, legs, fingers, etc., and the energy that it takes to maintain it. Technically, this body is not just the physical body or the world, it's the contact that we make with the body, making contact with objects in the world. It's that moment of contact that sparks consciousness. And without this body, we will not experience the world the way we can when we have the body. Technically, the most important thing is a consciousness. It's the real thing. It's the one that is what we might call eternal, whereas the body is just a temporary phenomena that we inhabit, and then we claim it as our own. We say, this is me, this belongs to me, this is who I am. But actually, the body is a living cemetery. Everything in the body is arising and passing away with a great rapidity. It's a classic example of the law of anicca. We are replacing cells in the body by the millions every day. Our blood supply gets changed about every 10 days, if I'm not mistaken. The cells that form our body, our bones, and everything else are being replaced all the time. So I think I read once about every 7 years we have a whole new body. Even though it may be experiencing the aging process. This body is not actually the source of our suffering. Suffering is there because of wrong view. In other words, when we have a painful sensation on the body, and remember, we're talking just about the body now and not the mind and the emotions associated with it. When we have a painful sensation on the body, we suffer because we claim that that experience, that sensation, is happening to me, when in fact it's happening to the body, which does not have a soul or an ego except in our imagination. Going to have to hurry through the nature of the body. Lord Buddha said it's like a ball of foam floating down a river. There's no real substance to it. But if we investigate the nature of the four elements, the earth element is solidity. It's hard or soft, it's heavy or light, it expands, it has weight. The air aspect of the body represents motion, mobility, vibrations. The water quality of the body is fluidity and cohesion, and the heat element, the fire element, is temperature or energy. This vitality, temperature, is essential to the life of all beings and plants based on temperature. Our job is not to intellectualize this phenomena that we call the body. Our job is to investigate it, actually look at the nature of the body. We can start with head hair, body hair, fingernails, teeth, bones, organs, etc. But in any case, the ultimate goal is we must be able to separate the fact that the body is the body and the mind is the mind. They're governed by totally different laws of nature, and neither of them belong to us. Thank you. Thank you for making it to the end. Please consider making comments about topics you may like to have discussed in the future, ways we might improve this channel, and any other ideas you have. Thank you again for reaching the end, and may the Dhamma bless you day by day.